YouTube? Khallid AKA Smoove Flipper. Welcome back to another video. In this video, I want to talk to you guys about how important it is to network in this business, and just going over different scenarios and some things that I do to make connections, network with different people, whether they're in the phone flipping business or in other businesses, and just expand my contacts when it comes to business in general and how important it is. So I know for a lot of you guys who are just starting out, I know it can be you can become nervous when you're meeting with somebody you don't know, buying their phone, handing them cash, all that, especially for those who are first doing it. It can become very nerve-wracking, and you don't have the experience in that field, so you just focus on hopefully everything goes right. You don't get robbed. There's tons of different things that beginners and even myself think when I'm meeting new people. But over the years, and just talking with different people, I understand how important it is to actually speak and hold conversations while you're inspecting the phone. So I know, let's say if I'm inspecting this Note 8 here, I'm doing this, I'm looking down while I'm meeting with them, but I'm asking them questions. Hey, how's it going? What do you do for work? These type of questions are key. And I've met a lot of different people, whether they're real estate agents, real estate investors. I met a lady who owned a business where she made handmade soaps, different things like that. You never know who you come across. You never know. At the end of the day, I've met a person that owned a toy store, and this guy is kind of a supplier for me. I met him and asked him what he does, and he told me. And we've met plenty of times at his store, but I wouldn't have known that if I wouldn't have asked. So, just want to give you guys different scenarios and what you could say, what questions you can ask to hopefully make a connection and things of that nature. So again, guys, when you're meeting up with them, I know it can be you can become nervous, but at the same time, while you're focused, you have to do this kind of multitask here. So when you're looking at the phone, you're checking the sound, making sure there's no cracks on the screen, making sure the IMEI is clean like you checked before you got there. All those different things should be done, but at the same time, you're asking them questions, asking them what they do. Because I get a lot of questions from people who asking me, "Hey, do you actually make money doing this? How long you been doing this for?" And they're asking me these questions, so I'm sure a lot of these people are asking me. They're just curious. It doesn't hurt them to ask. I'm not upset that they're asking these questions. I just understand that they're either just very interested in what I'm doing, or they're just trying to network. I've met a real estate agent doing this business. He also did phones on the side as well, and now I go to him for every question that I have about real estate and different things that I'm going through in the business. So he's a helping hand as far as he brings me phones every once in a while, and I ask him questions whenever I need, and he's there to answer them. So without that connection, without me asking him what he did for work, I wouldn't have known he was a real estate agent. I would have just thought he was a guy who just got me phones, and that was that. So later down the road, I remembered, hey, usually what I do when I save contacts, I'll put what that person does. So I'll put, let's say, James Smith. I'll just put RE agent, so real estate agent, right after his name. So I know who this person is. So I know like that, because I might have 2 or 3 James Smiths in my contacts. So without that, I don't understand or don't know which one is which. So I reached out to this person, ended up helping me out, and some questions that I had, and that was that. Again, I met a lady who she owned a handmade she made soaps. She made like soaps and different fragrances for her business, and she had a business account with Verizon. And she's like, yeah, I had about 20 employees. that I had to get rid of. I had to, or I had to downsize because the cost was too high. So then when I heard that, obviously me being somebody who buys and resells phones, I'm like, hey, I understand you told me, weeks ago that you provide devices for your employees. So what do you do when, you're going to get rid of them, the employees? She's going to say, I don't know what to do with the phone. I'll say, well, look, just message me every time. Whenever you have to let go of an employee and you reset the phone and do all that, just message me and then I'll buy the phone from you. And I've bought close to 40 phones from this lady. And this is over a 2-year period. But I've bought tons of phones. She's the first person that she messages. I'm the first person that she messages, and vice versa. I'll hit her up and say, hey, you have anything this week, or we have anything soon, or she'll just say, hey, next week I have about 3 phones for you. So we've made that connection, and that's important because repeat business in phone flipping is what's going to help you scale. It's really going to help you scale, because I'd rather, would you rather, buy one phone from one person and make $100, or would you rather buy 5 phones from one person to make $20 each phone? It's still the same amount, but again, that's going to be a continuing business, transaction that you guys are going to have. You're going to continue to make more and more money. So that $100 you made from that one isn't as valuable as those 5 or 6 phones you bought from the same person here. Although it did equal, it's going to increase because you're continuing to do more business with this person. So I just want to talk to you guys about that and how important it is to network. Just making sure you guys are, on it. You make sure that, while you're inspecting the phone, don't just disregard the phone. You came there to buy a phone and make money on that. So don't disregard that you have to inspect this phone. Don't forget anything. Just get to a point where you can look down at the phone, make sure you're checking everything while you're talking to them, holding a conversation, and just figuring out what they do. Some people just might say, hey, I work in an office and that's that, which is not bad at all. I'm not saying that's wrong, but they could be working at an office or working at a health insurance spot or a car insurance spot. And you form a relationship where they can get you good rates for different things like that. So it doesn't always have to come back to phones. When you're networking, it doesn't always have to come back to that. You want to be able to go through different things in your life where you can reach out to those that you've helped in the past. So, most of the time when people are coming to us with phones, they need cash. If you helped them out in that situation where they need cash, you bought their device, you made a strong connection, you built some rapport with them, over time they're going to do the same for you. They're going to say, hey, I can hook you up with this car insurance here, or this guy here that can help you out. If you just do this for me this one time, I'll help you out with this. Tons of different ways you guys can network. But I just want to talk to you guys about how important it is and how important it is to ask questions when you are at the meetup spot. So that's going to conclude the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please do me a favor and drop a like. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.